Hey everybody, it's Thursday, it's shorty time. Welcome to another bass shorty. As you can see, I have no instrument with me. Okay, some right here, but not here, okay? You know what I mean. And that's because I want to talk about a topic that actually has nothing to do with playing bass. You can use these tips for all different kinds of instruments. So maybe you want to let your guitar player also see this video. I know from my students, and maybe you're one of these persons too, that some of them have very small amounts of time to actually practice their instrument. And therefore they do not see much progress going on throughout weeks or months of playing. And I always, in that situation, I always come up with some ideas of practicing without an instrument. There's actually a few different things you can practice without an instrument. And one of these things is power, strength in your hands, and independence in your hands. So what you can do for independence is pretty simple. You just do the spock, and then you do this, and then you do the spock again, and then you do this again. Okay? So that's a very good exercise for independence. Also for strengthening your muscles and everything. Because you don't want to do like this, you really want to do like this, okay? And hold it. And then go back to the spock. And here we are. And go back. And maybe you only do one finger at a time. Then you do two. Then you do three. Then you do two again. And one again. Whatever. Different possibilities, just strengthening your hand and getting independence in your hand. There's some other tools I use or I tell my students to use for strengthening especially your left hand, your fretboard hand, which usually is the left hand. Because these two fingers, the ring finger and the pinky, are not used to being used much in normal life, right? So they need maybe a little push to get where the index finger and the middle finger already are in terms of power and in terms of endurance. So there's some tools I love to use. First off, this ball, oops, this one here. I got this from a trade show, it's from DR Strings. You always also can use like a tennis ball or something. You need a ball that's kind of soft and fits in your hand, okay, like this. I have this ball actually in my car, and whenever I got stuck in traffic, I take this ball out and just do this, okay? Very good exercise. Same thing you can do with this Very Grip thing. This one's from Planet Waves. I know there's other ones on the market. Same thing, you have springs right here, and you can adjust the springs to the strength of your fingers, and you can then just press here and work out. I don't like these things too much because the springs, although you can adjust them, are pretty hard, and so you need really a lot of power to press these things. Here's another thing. It's called the power ball or roto ball or whatever they call it. It's a ball in a ball, and this inner one needs to be speeded up. Usually they have a cord in there, but of course I lost it, and that's why I have to do it with my hand. So when you get it to work, you just hold it not in your hand like this, okay? You hold it only with your fingertips like this. And this exercise really empowers your fingers and your wrist. That's very good. Maybe you can hear the sound. I come closer to the mic. That's a very even sound, and you need that to know, okay, it's running properly. If it's not sounding like that, it's not running properly, okay? So that's another one. And of course, I got my secret weapon, which is this one. That's children's Play-Doh. You take 2 of these. Maybe you have kids or you have younger siblings. You just borrow their Play-Doh. And then you take 2 or maybe only 1 or whatever, and just do this. Actually, I used to do that a lot, sitting in front of the television and watching a movie with my wife. I did that with my left hand. So that's a very good exercise. All these are very good exercises if you're sitting in your car, if you're on the train, if you're on a plane or waiting for the bus or whatever you do and having no instrument. All these exercises can be used to empower your hands. Of course, not only the fretboard hand, you can also use that for the plucking hand. You can also use that for the right hand. Usually, the right hand doesn't need that much exercise in terms of power, but the left hand does. So that's why I only showed it with the left hand. So maybe you have some other tools or some other exercises you use to strengthen your hands and your fingers. Let me know in the comments. Thanks. See you again next week. Bye.